Good. This is a 99 GMC Sierra 1500, 4.8 liter. As you can see, four ignition coils on each side, right? So I'm trying to figure out where the fuck the water pump's on here, because when I put coolant in, it goes straight out, but it doesn't empty all the way. The hose right here, this one's kind of like, it's not like the difference between this one. I can squeeze this one in, so I know it's under pressure. When I squeeze this hose, you're not supposed to squeeze a radiator hose like that, right? Because if it's under pressure, that means there's fluid. This one's kind of bouncy. Okay, I know that's the alternator. I know the only way to get to the water pump is if I disconnect my master flow sensor connectors, remove this duct thing here. I know this is to my throttle. I do need to clean inside and get some of this carbon out. I just need to buy the spray, but I've been bullshitting. I need to get that out. I know I can move this out the way, and then to get to the belt, I mean not the belt, but I gotta move the belt out the way, because I believe the belt is attached to the water pump, or the water pump is kind of like the alternator, because you need the belt. The belt here powers the motherfucking alternator. I know that. So I've been trying to find a diagram somewhere on YouTube, or somebody had it. Actually, you know what? There is a YouTube video of somebody working on a GMC Sierra, and showing them how they replaced it. So I just need to look back at that video, because when it leaks coolant is leaking, so it stays low inside the reservoir, but it's leaking more so in the middle or front. And that just might be because, where it's dripping from, how some parts it drips off of and shit. So I don't know where the exact landing or destination of where it's coming from. I don't know if that made any motherfucking sense. I know YouTube be having a lot of racist ass people. It's gonna be 2020. Please don't come at me weird and shit. If you know what it is or where it's at, just motherfucking just say it, okay? I don't want no shit from people. So I'm thinking the water pump is somewhere in this area here. It looks kind of like the part looks like I think this is it right here. I think I'm looking at it. This is the water pump, because down there's a hose, and I don't know if you can see very well, but let me see if I can get my phone down there. And I don't know what the fuck this is. What is this? Is this a distributor? What is this? I wish when the motherfuckers made cars, I wish they wrote the names on it, like distributor, like holy shit, you know what I'm saying? But I think this is the water pump right here. This guy. Because when it drips, it's kind of like from that area. So I think that's it, water pump. And as far as a belt going around it, yeah, that's it. There is a belt. So I just need to loosen the belt, but I don't need to remove the belt. And if I remove it, I know I'm going to need help. But the goal here is for me to do it by myself without the assistance. I know that I'm going to need a bucket. So that all excess radiator coolant drips into the bucket. And then, of course, I need my tools and shit. But it shouldn't be something that hard. I don't know. But I definitely need to remove all this out the way. Because all this moves. As I'm shaking it, it moves. So, get that out the way. I'm going to have to do it on a day while I'm off for 3 days or some shit. But anyways, if anybody knows if that was the motherfucking... let me get back up here. If this is the water pump, let me know. Because I'm really trying to get this on camera as best as possible. And so far it has not ran hot. It just sometimes gets real low. It'll say low coolant. But it's never said engine overheated. It never said that. And I'm trying to see those hoses down there. I see a hose that look like it could be like these two hoses right here. Right there. There we go. Now there's something with a yellow and white label. I don't know. What is that? Is that the water pump? I'm thinking that's the water pump. Water pump looks like it looks like a platypus, it got like different connectors to it. It looks weird, but this looks real fucking familiar right here. And it could just be one of the hoses on the connectors where it connects. It could just be that the hose is bad. See that shit? And from this angle, they look okay. This is the hose that connects to this one right here. So when I squeeze it, you see it goes all the way in. So I got a pressure pump. I'm gonna wait for this to cool down, and I'm gonna come back out, and I'm gonna put the pressure pump. It's a pressure coolant test thingy, and I connect it here because there's no reservoir. Like right here, there's no cap to the radiator on the 99 GMC Sierras. So if you're trying to test your reservoir, the coolant, or if you're trying to find a leak, you'd have to put that cooling test. It's a pressure test kit, and you attach the adapter. You find different adapters that fit it, and then you attach it and shit, and you just start pumping it. And what it do is wherever there's a leak, it'll squirt out of, and 95% of the time it's a radiator. So it's kind of like and the reason why I think it is a radiator hose is because it's not like it's every day. Every time when I drive, it says low coolant. It feels like it's something that's leaking because when I put coolant in, the thing goes away, and as I'm sitting, it's like it keeps leaking. So I'm thinking it's a hose. A hose went bad, and for the past couple of days it was hot as fuck. Then it was cold, and it gets hot. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, so the weather is like bipolar. It's bipolar here. So I'm thinking it's this hose. It's this one and this hose. Let me come back up here again. This hose is this hose right here. Let's see. There we go. It's this one. Oops. I hope I'm touching the right. It's not that one, my bad. It's kind of hard to get my. Yeah, it is. This hose here, it curves. It curves. And it connects here to this, whatever it is. Can't really see it on camera well. That one. While I'm waiting for this to cool down. Too bad it's like, what time is this? It's 4:33. So it's gonna probably, I only drove this for like 15 minutes, so it should cool down in the next 30 minutes. Things kind of got hot a little, so that's all.